Local and state police, as well as the FBI, K-9 dogs and SWAT teams all swarming areas of Providence this afternoon looking for a man wanted for murder.
A fugitive on the run, wanted for a murder in Puerto Rico, was spotted near the downtown Providence Marriott Hotel around 1 p.m. on Friday. The search for 36-year-old Pedro Torres led to a multi-agency mid-afternoon manhunt through the streets of the city. Torres wanted by the Puerto Rico Police Department for a homicide involving a firearm, and now wanted by the Providence Superior Court for failing to appear on other gun-related charges. Torres was last seen wearing a dark t-shirt, shorts, and work boots. He is still at large and should be considered armed and dangerous.
SWAT teams, FBI, state and local police swarming downtown Providence as the search for murder suspect Pedro Torres wages on.
Without knowing what's happening, obviously there was a danger, so my thought was to just get inside.
This Delta Dental worker walking back to the office around 1, describing the scene. She says, among other things, she saw police looking through security footage from her building.
There were U.S. Marshals here with the K-9 units, and they were searching throughout the area, and we all kind of scurried into the building. We were told to, at that point, stay in the building.
Our cameras capturing this footage of a black car being towed from the area. One man tells us he was leaving the Marriott in the midst of this commotion, saying he had absolutely no idea what was happening.
We saw police cars along the street, and yeah, we were just wondering what was going on. The police were keeping the folks kind of away from the building.
Just down the road at the train station, this was the scene earlier. Police armed, searching the train tracks. Hours later, still a heavy police presence remained.
Can you back up, please? Can you back up, please?
Chased him right in front of Lupo's, and I caught him.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the scene yesterday here at Middle and Chancery Streets in the city's West End. 2 other teenagers were also injured, but they are expected to survive. One neighbor who described the victim as a good kid and says he hadn't been in trouble. Others who live here say this kind of violence is becoming all too common.
ABC 6 News reporter Kirsten Glavin is live in Providence with more on these winter preparations. Kirsten.
Liz, what a total change in weather. It's been so mild lately, but tonight out here you can really feel the cold, biting air. It's setting the stage for a wintry mix headed our way overnight. The DOT also recommending drivers stay off the road if at all possible during those early morning hours. Reporting live in Providence, Kirsten Glavin, ABC 6 News.
We're learning that a 5-year-old boy is safe after having been missing for several hours. Let's get right out to ABC 6 News reporter Anna Botari, who is live in New Bedford with the latest for us. Anna, what can you tell us?
Well, police just spoke moments ago, and they say that the parents of that young 5-year-old boy did contact them saying that he was safe. Now, police tell us earlier the boy was last seen here, dropped off this morning, as you can see, at the school at the same time, but it was unknown. After realizing there was no school because it was Good Friday, witnesses say they saw the boy begin to cry, and witnesses then saw him take off down the street. Parents do confirm that he did in fact run home. His house is in proximity closely to the school. Parents tell us that it was just a scheduling issue on their part. Again, he is safe. Live in New Bedford, Anna Botari, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Anna.
Now we have to look at whether ISIS will kill us or the radicalized politicians will kill us. And that's the problem here. This is a very frightening situation.
Ehsan Mirza is an ICU physician at Kent Hospital in Warwick, a local Muslim and Rhode Island resident. He says the recent terrorist attacks were carried out by extremists and do not reflect the beliefs of all Muslims.
I know of no person who is a Muslim who is endorsing the policies that are being produced by Daesh, the ISIS.
The Rhode Island GOP also disagreeing with Republican Trump, saying he's gone too far.
It's un-American, it's unconstitutional, and I certainly don't agree with it. I don't believe that the party as a whole in Rhode Island would agree with that stance.
A lively protest tonight in Providence as hundreds of folks showed up to voice their opposition to that proposed downtown Photog Stadium. The protest was held on the spot where the new owners want to build their new park on a huge chunk of 195 land. Protesters we spoke with say they are completely against the idea of building the stadium in Providence and are not happy that taxpayer money could be used to get the deal done.
This is regurgitating good money after bad. This is something our state is just great on. They want to go to Victory Place? They want to pay for it? Perfect. That's a perfect spot for it. Not here. No how.
It's not going to generate new jobs for this state. It's a net zero gain in jobs. It's not going to generate new business for Providence. People will come to the stadium. They'll spend money in the stadium. They'll spend money on parking, and then they'll go home.
On Friday, Photog's owner Larry Lucchino said he remains focused on negotiating a deal to build the new stadium on the old 195 land. Earlier in the month, Speaker Mattiello said it's unlikely that a pitch for the stadium project will be considered by lawmakers until the next session kicks off early next year.
Lines winding through Roger Williams Park Sunday morning as thousands waited to hear from Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders.
Bernie's the first truly progressive candidate to come along in my lifetime.
I just love Bernie. I'm really excited. I think he's a great candidate.
The massive crowds filing in towards the park's temple to music. And when Sanders finally took the stage, the crowd erupted.
When people stand together, united and not divided, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish.
It was great. I was raising my sign every 2 seconds.
It was better than seeing a Rolling Stones concert.
Sanders campaigning in Providence just days before the state's primary.
If we go forward in our personal lives or in our political life as a nation, we have got to deal with the real issues that we face and not just push them under the rug.
Well-known actress and Sanders supporter Shailene Woodley also making the trip to Rhode Island.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a profound organizer. Mandela was a profound organizer, and Bernie Sanders is a profound organizer.
Bernie Sanders says his campaign does best when voter turnout is high, so he's hoping this crowd of more than 7,000 people show up to the polls on Tuesday.
I would hope that on Tuesday, Rhode Island has the largest turnout for a Democratic primary in the history of the state.
He's so full of love and acceptance of everybody.
Bernie, on both sides of the aisle, is the only candidate out there that is actually trustworthy.
He's for everybody. You know, he accepts people, everybody. He's like a normal citizen.
Brandon Bell, chairman of the Rhode Island Republican Party, reluctantly getting behind Donald Trump after John Kasich, the last GOP candidate, dropped out of the race.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
I'm warming up to him.
ABC6 asked Bell if he thought Trump's influence in Rhode Island would help Republican candidates running for General Assembly seats in November.
It's hard to say what impact that will have. You know, there is no more master lever here in Rhode Island. This is the first election where there's no master lever. So it's difficult to say the impact.
Saturday, 17-year-old Callie Eden lost her courageous battle with cancer.
Finally, something positive going New Bedford's way.
Play action. Raposa tries to roll to his left, has the football. He's going to keep it.
He's going to run.
Runs down that sideline, midfield,
45-40.
35-30. Raposa inside the 20.
Go.
He's at the 10. 5. It's a touchdown.
You got a big key block from Manioza. To get more Rays going, even Raposa going.
Raposa
Get
runs with it,
There
has
you
it at
go.
midfield, the
There he
45-40,
goes.
Raposa the 30, 25-20, he's at the 10, to the goal line, it's a touchdown!
No flags.
Andrew Raposa.
Yeah, it's really unlikely, and they've been phenomenal this year. Just a great football team, very physical, and they're undefeated. So it'll be a tall task for us, and you know, we're looking forward to the rematch. Just a chance to get there is we're happy. Now we want to go win.
We just know to never give up. We know shots weren't falling in the first half. We know shots are going to fall.
That's pretty much it.
Until that clock says 0, I don't feel like we're out of it. And with that mindset, they stay confident, they stay hungry, and they have big goals, and they really want to get to where they want to go. So proud of them, and once again, fortunate enough to come on top.
In some science classes, you do homework. In others, you do experiments. In this science class, they decided to build this electric car. Zipping along the Tiverton High School track at its top speed of 18 miles an hour, you would have never guessed that just a few months ago, this electric vehicle was a pile of PVC pipes and batteries.
When we got the plans originally, and you look at the book, and it was like a 30-page book of just the design of the frame, and it was a little overwhelming at first.
Senior Zachary Silvera, along with fellow student Ryan Merka, built the car as part of an independent study. In addition to the pipes, the car features wheels originally from bicycles, 3 batteries, and this convenient connection that plugs into a standard outlet for charging.
It was very exciting to see something you worked hard on for 4 months be able to work and not fall apart on a track.
While the car is obviously not designed to cruise up and down I-95, it is something that could be potentially used in a retirement living community. It costs about $1,000 to build, and their teacher, Ed Fernandez, estimates it costs less than a penny a mile to drive. It's the perfect lesson in energy efficiency.
So these types of projects really are preparing this and the next generation of thinkers and innovators to change the world, to make it a better place.
And the next potential step for this project would be to put in a battery system that charges itself while you drive. I'm meteorologist Pete Mangione, Eyewitness News.
The wings are sizzling at Boneyard Barbecue and Saloon in Seacon. Once again, the owners are supporting the annual Wing Fling event benefiting local law enforcement. It's now in its 6th year, and every year the Boneyard Barbecue and Saloon has taken part.
It's a great cause. They raise a lot of money, and hey, I'm glad they sell it every year now.
The Wing Fling began as a way to help an Attleboro police officer named Rich Barabee who broke his neck. His brothers in the FOP wanted to raise money to help cover expenses outside of insurance. It's been wildly successful.
It's a great chance for everybody to come out, support law enforcement, and support some great restaurants and get some amazing wings.
Oh yes, the wings. Part of the fun includes celebrity judges tasting all kinds of wings from gourmet to hot. And by hot, I mean something between volcanic and center of the sun. I would know. Last year, I was a judge, and Boneyard Barbecue created the winner.
I literally was crying.
Well, like I said,
A sadistic streak in you, is that what it is?
absolutely not. I don't eat them. That's all I know. They're too hot for me. But people love them, and I'm just glad we won.
One of the many restaurants looking to take down Boneyard and claim the honor of best tasting and hottest wings, Casey's Classic Burger Bar in North Attleboro.
We're using a Thai bird chili for our hot wing, something you don't see in this area too often. And then a little pineapple soy kind of flavor for our gourmet wing. The rest is the secret. Wings up.